Recon Base, the only spawner tower in the game, if you exclude the other one. I feel like Recon Base is pretty overlooked by most people. It's not just useful for summoning the giant spaceship that makes you win the video game. It does all sorts of stuff. That's why I'm here to teach you how to use, I don't remember. Your first question might be, where do I put it? You might have noticed that this thing takes up a lot of space, which makes it real difficult to find a good spot. Generally, you should try to put this tower where you won't be putting others. Spots far from the main path, and the end of the map is where you'll usually want to place it. Just make sure not to put it in any corners, as that's where you see most towers placed. It'll also help if your recons are close to each other, just so you don't lose track of them. Now that you've found a good spot, it's time to think about your strategy. Early game recon has a lot of viability. It's a good way to prevent any leaks that you usually see in the first couple of waves. Just remember that you can't place one right off the bat, so let your team know you're saving. Getting a 2-3 recon is a good way to take care of early game, especially Berserker. You won't be providing any air defense this way, so you might want to place a couple of snipers. Or you could rely on your teammates, but that's a gamble. Around mid-game, you'll finally have enough money to afford missile trucks. They're the only real source of flying crowd control in the game, making them one of the best forms of air defense mid-game. As long as they don't miss. I recommend not relying on them to take care of flying enemies, but hey, I'm not your dad. Unless in late game you'll be able to start spawning tanks. And I mean, do I even have to explain this? It's a goddamn tank! It speaks for itself. It's also pretty expensive, so just make sure you can afford to spend $2,000 every minute. If you're poor, you could also get Fireteam Solemn. I mean, they're pretty good. I mean, not as strong as a tank, but hey, it's free. Investing in tanks, you should probably get a couple of markets, but I'll talk about that later. For most towers, that would be it. But did you know that Recon has a super secret 5th level? That's right. It's currently the only tower in the game with 5 levels. Whoa! Unfortunately, both of these upgrades are incredibly expensive. You most likely won't even be able to get them outside of expert mode, and even then, you'll have to choose between whether you want to get other late game upgrades or level 5 recons. I assure you though, it is worth the price. Top Path gives a major upgrade to all of your vehicles. The Phantom becomes this drone looking thing that shoots lasers, missile truck shoot out a bunch more missiles, and the tank, oh my goodness gracious, I'm gonna let the numbers speak for themselves here. Bottom Path lets you summon the Bliss of Finality. Ooh. Be very strategic with when you spawn one, because it has a 4-minute cooldown. Save it for late game bosses like the Corrupted or the Overlord or Bobo, I guess. It's usually a good idea to have one person focus on Bottom Path during early game and then upgrading it to level 5 at end game. So if you see someone else already has one, you can focus on Top Path. As for how effective Bliss of Finality is, I'm gonna let the footage speak for itself. If you want a guide for unlocking level 5 upgrades, I left one in the description. Lastly, what tower should you be pairing with Recon? Having some sort of early game air defense is a good idea. I would recommend Businessman because of the ludicrous synergy it has with Recon. In case you didn't know, Toppath Businessmen decrease all ability cooldowns. Since spawning units counts as an ability for Recon, you can, spawn more units. This is especially powerful if you're playing with other people with Recon, since they can place their Recons, and you can place your Businessman, and this isn't even like a thing exclusive to Recon. This is more like a Businessman strategy. I made a video on that. It's like the last video I uploaded. It was out like I think it was out like 8 months ago. I don't know. I haven't seen it. I'd also recommend bringing markets, since in case I haven't made it obvious, Recon is an expensive tower, especially on Toppath. Doing the meta thing and bringing 6 Toppath markets is a good way to not go bankrupt. It will also let you put money into other towers like Electricizer or Lightbeam or, I don't know, Slinger. Well, anyways, that's about all I have to say. If you have any tips of your own you'd like to give, go ahead and put them in the comments. I'm definitely not saying that because more user interaction with the video increases a video's spawn in the algorithm, which makes me get more YouTube views. I just like reading YouTube comments. Yeah. I have more videos like this one, but they're probably all outdated at this point. Oops! Sorry for not uploading. Hee hee ha.